So this is my 55-gallon saltwater tank. It's sumpless. It doesn't have a sump, so everything's exposed on it. Protein skimmer, filters and everything, heater and everything. But it's been running for about 7 years. All those corals were tiny, were fragments when I got this tank. So you got the mushrooms, red mushrooms, watermelons, you got green star polyps, Celantheas, green, red Celantheas. I mean, the tank's doing great. These are Kenya trees. The Kenya trees grow like weeds. They pretty much grow on anything. So easy to grow corals is what it is. That clay pot has been in there all that time, 7 years, and it is the clown's house, basically. There's a pair of clowns, and that's where they live. So it's got the circulation pumps to help with water circulation. It doesn't have a lot of fish, but it does have marine life in it, and the tank does great. It has a very big starfish down there hiding somewhere. You see the tentacles. It does have a watchman goby somewhere back there hiding. This guy, this purple guy, I don't know what it is. Forgot his name or what kind he is. Well, you can see the goby back there. Cool little fish. He likes to hide a lot. And he thinks he's gonna get fed. It is my wife's favorite tank. I maintain it. I keep up with it because of her. I'm more into the freshwater, but you cannot deny the beauty of these tanks, saltwater systems. It has a marine land LED light. For marine tanks, the blue light is what matters the most. So I crank up the blue lights and dim down the white lights. The blue lights are about 100%, the white lights are about 30% on this tank. And that's what grows these corals. The tank does very well. Of course, you do get algae on the glass, and of course you do have to scrape it. It's maintenance, no matter how you see it. Every tank has it. I cleaned it up a little bit so I can shoot this video and show you what a sumpless 55-gallon tank looks like. There's about 50 to 60 pounds of live rock in there, and the corals that you see pretty much have taken over. A lot of them I have not planted where you see them. They just broke off and ended up where they land, and they colonize. like what you see there. It's pretty much the case with these corals here. They broke off, landed there, colonized. These were fragments, Suantius, and they're growing all over the place, as you can see. The green star polyps were probably the size of a golf ball, and they're contained right now, but they could take over if you're not careful. They're very territorial. You can see what they do to the mushrooms. Yeah. But at least they're not growing any further. Mushrooms are beautiful. So if you keep saltwater tanks, they are very easy to keep. Provide them with enough lights, the right amount of nutrients, and it should be fine. Kenya trees, you might like them. They look okay, but they can take over your tank. So you have to be very careful with these. But it adds life to the tank. I don't have enough snails and hermit crabs, so I gotta restock. It's been years since I buy any. They do die off within a year or two. They don't live forever. They get old and die. So I used to have a lot more snails and a lot more hermit crabs. You would see them walking around. This is one of them right there. And it looks nice in the tank. And there's one back there, another snail. Turbo snails, that's what they are. I did have Mexican turbo snails, I think that's what they call. Those are even better, bigger, they eat more algae. So if you want to keep your algae controlled, you should have a lot of snails, or enough snails to control it, eat it. Turbo snails, Mexican turbo snails, I think what they call them, are very good at that. Protein skimmers, just hang on the back. It's backpack, I think it's a CPR backpack knockoff. It's not even the real CPR backpack, which is like $200-300. But this one's been on the tank for as long as I've had it. And the only thing I did is I put a different pump. So it's using a different pump. So I think it's no, it's not a Rio. I forget the brand right now. I think it's an Ocella 1000 or something like that. The hang on the back filter is Aqua Clear 70. That keeps sea gel, sponge, pick up some of the debris. Sea gel is just to clean up the water or clear up the water as much as possible. And these are cheap circulation pumps from Amazon or eBay. You can get them anywhere. $10-15, whatever they are. But you do need circulation pumps in a saltwater system. Very easy to keep, as long as you get it started on the right path. It's as easy as keeping any other tank. Initial cost, initial investment, it's a little bit more, of course. The fish do cost more than your freshwater fish, but it also depends on what kind of fish you keep. None of those fish you see there I pay more than $20 for it. Of course, everything's going up in price nowadays. It's a little bit more, but Um, Still doable. All right. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you. Thank you for watching.